So a Medieval. Thankfully, I did play that one. Oh yeah, and before I even get started on this, sorry, I'm like going all over the place with this. But to get started, I decided to do this just like, again, just to give my hands a bit of a rest. Since I don't have to use my mouse very much. Also, I thought it was like a neat little idea, because I did play a lot of these, and it also will probably give me a pretty good idea of what I should play next that I haven't gotten to. If I can get, because some of these games I may not even be able to get to work. Unless I had like a classic computer or something like that. But I think I've played enough of these to kind of put into like a tier list category. Not all of these are classics. Well, classics in that some of these are newer releases because, you know, the rise of the boomer shooter genre with like the indie market. And the first one is actually one of the newer ones. Now, Medieval, starting out, we have a Medieval here. I think it's definitely in these upper categories. I'm not really sure if I want to put it in S tier or A tier, though. So, because I really, really enjoyed this, and I was really, really impressed by it. Let's just see where it goes. I'll put it in an A for now, but likely I might end up putting that in S tier, because this was really, really good. Like, I didn't play it immediately on release. I think I played it sometime a little after it fully released. And everything about it was really good. The music was incredible. It was really... not new wavy. It was really, it's just really out there. It felt different. Like, it felt like it was pushing the, boomer shooter genre to, like, new ground. It's, maybe, I wouldn't even really say it's abstract, but the game was still fairly straightforward, and it was a lot of fun. There are 7 episodes, I believe, and there was, like, several different difficulties, too. So, I very much enjoyed this, and Black Labyrinth should be coming out. I don't know when that's coming out, actually. I think it might be soon. So, both of these are... These two down here, I haven't played either of these, so I can't rate them. I do own them, though. I own... These are both the Blake Stone games. Yeah, I own them both. I haven't gotten to them yet. I do plan on getting to them at some point. I do very much want to play those. So unfortunately, they have to go down here. Okay. So Blood. Blood definitely S tier. I'm not sure where that would go. On the S tier, we'll see if there's going to be anything that's going to be in front of it. Probably. Yeah, and by extension, because I actually did... I'm surprised this is on the list, though. I did just play Death Wish for Blood. And that would go right beside it. I like that probably about as much as the main game. I highly recommend that, I highly recommend playing that expansion, that fan-made expansion for Blood, because the levels are very well designed, and I did very much enjoy it. I'm glad I saved that for Halloween, too. It's just a shame it got kind of broken up. Unfortunately, it seems like the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All 6 of these have to go to Do Not Play. I have not played Blood 2 The Chosen. I don't know if that's on GOG. I have not played Chasm. I have not played Corridor 7. I have not heard very good things about this. Cruelty Squad, I've heard, is really fucking weird, but a lot of people recommend it. Daikatana, it's notorious, but there's also a fan-made patch that makes it playable, so maybe I'll try it out one day. Devil Daggers is another one that I own, but I haven't actually played yet. So yeah, we already got plenty down in this category that I haven't gotten to. Alright, so we're getting into Doom. This is going to be incredibly hard to rate, because I'm still not exactly sure what I like more, the original Doom or Doom 2. I would say, though, that I would definitely put them both in S tier. And I think I would put them ahead of... The main reason why I think that these might remain in top tier is because the sheer amount of mods that those games have. In fact, yeah, you know what? I'll put Doom 2 in front of Doom. And it's not so much that I think that the levels themselves were better designed in Doom 2 than in Doom. It's because there's so many more mods and map packs that were made for Doom 2, and I think, for me at least, I have to factor that in. Mod playability. It's just so incredibly friendly. That's actually going to make... Yeah, you know what? Before I put Final Doom in there, that's going to make this decision even harder. I think Doom 64, since I'm factoring in mod replayability, Doom 2 is ahead of Doom 64. If I didn't factor mod playability in, and how friendly it is with mods, then Doom 64 would be at the top. Because I very much enjoy Doom 64 more than I do the other two games, especially because the Steam release, or the release on, like, the re-release on PC, because I can play it with a mouse and keyboard now, and it feels great. It's one of Night Dive's better ports. That being said, I still haven't gotten to Turok yet. So I actually heard, because, I know a speedrunner I follow, Bakba Soup, he speedruns Turok not on a regular basis. He kind of saves it for his marathons now, but it seems like the Night Dive port for that is actually pretty good. Okay, so Final Doom. These are interesting because I've only really played these a few times. I don't hate them. I think I would put Plutonia ahead of Evolution like most people, though. And I think I might put these in C together. Like, I don't completely hate TNT. I actually still think TNT is pretty fun, and the music's really good in it. A lot of the new tracks. Plutonia as a whole, I think, is a little bit easier and not as frustrating as TNT is. But I think as a whole, I actually think that they're both relatively easy. Or, not easy, they're relatively within each other's range. I think, like, maybe the level design is slightly better in Plutonia, and they don't do nearly as much... hopefully I'm remembering right. They don't do nearly as much with, the machine gunners like they did in TNT. But I don't think I'd put them any lower. This could always change, again. This could always change. But, I don't think I would put them any lower than C, just because I still did enjoy them. Okay, so Doom 3... I still kind of prefer these ones up here. But Doom 3... I don't think it should go to B. I think it should still be an A. Doom 3 I very much enjoyed. I would still put this on here even if I didn't actually play through it, like, again, like a year or so ago, because before that I never finished it. And the BFG edition is fine. But the original release of it, you would probably need for mods. And I still think it's worth it picking up. You can actually mod Doom 3 to make it a little more friendly for modern machines as well. And it's actually not too hard to do. Modding for Doom 3, or installing mods for Doom 3. Making mods probably is a different story, but installing mods for Doom 3 is actually not as hard as you would think it is. And as for Resurrection of Evil, I've only played it once. I still think Resurrection of Evil is pretty good, but it's not as memorable as the main campaign is. I think I would actually put this in B. I don't really think it's good enough to be in A tier, but I still think it's better than Final Doom, definitely. So I think maybe B tier is pretty good. Okay, so this may be a tad controversial, maybe not for Doom 2016. I would put Doom 2016 ahead of Doom 3. Actually, I think I'd put it ahead of Medieval. I've sunk like nearly 100 hours into this, probably a little more than that. Oh, excuse me. The arcade mode is awesome. I loved playing that. It added like a lot of replayability to it. Never bothered with the multiplayer because I didn't play it on release. The campaign is awesome at any difficulty. It's great. I first played it on UV, then I actually beat it on Nightmare a couple of times. Attempted Ultra Nightmare, and I think I got to like... It wasn't Argent Facility, it was after that. I got up to Cottinger Sanctum, I think, and then I just hit a roadblock. But I kept dying on, like, the second level a lot. I think it was Foundry. But it's basically helped, along with Dusk, which we'll get to soon. Along with Dusk, it helped bring back the genre as a whole, so I'm not quite sure if... I might actually put this in S tier, I don't know, but it would be behind Blood. Blood has that horror appeal that, like, and it was really good to boot, even though it's the hardest, probably the hardest build engine game you'll play. No, you know what? Yeah, I think it actually should. I'd rather put it in S tier. Okay, so here's where I'm probably gonna get a little controversial here. Don't worry, it's not going into C tier, but I think I'm gonna put it in B. I'm not sure if I want to factor in the battle mode, but I don't really care for the game's battle mode. I don't necessarily think it's bad, it's just not really for me. So that didn't really appeal to me. I thought the campaign was really well done. I think some of the patches that they've made over time kind of made it a little overwhelming. You can turn off a lot of the features that they added, but when I went to replay it, it just felt so much harder and so much more frustrating and less fun as a result. On release, this would probably be in low A tier, but I'm gonna put it in a high B tier because I think they kind of I think they're trying to appeal to people that the only thing that they find fun is a challenge and not necessarily the whole experience. I mean, you do still have the difficulty levels, but all that really changes is damage factors, so I'm not really sure if that's something that you should be focusing on, but that's just me. I could be completely wrong. This is just my opinion, after all. Now, Duke Nukem 3D. That would definitely go in A tier. I think I would probably put it behind Doom 3. I very much enjoyed this game way more than I thought I would, because I didn't actually play it until a few years ago, like, start to finish. I played it through the Shareware episode, episode 1, way back when I was a kid, and I enjoyed it. But I didn't actually really appreciate the game until like a few years ago. So yeah, Doom just kind of has that more, it has more of the horror, it has the horror theme to it. I would say Duke Nukem does have like scary monsters and shit, like, but Doom's aesthetic as a whole is more appealing to me than Duke Nukem, as much as I enjoy Duke a lot. That being said, Duke Nukem Forever, I'm making an exception for this. Technically, I never played this game, but it's not for a lack of trying. I never actually got to any of these games yet. This is, however, going in F tier, and it's not because of the game itself, but it's because I've attempted twice now to play this fucking game, and it has nearly bricked my computer. Apparently you can download something that fixes that crash. The problem that I have is that if that fix doesn't work, or if I don't do it right, it could potentially damage my computer again. Like, so, by proxy, the fact that it's nearly destroyed my computer on more than one occasion, it goes into F right now. If I can ever actually find a working version or a mod that is easy to install that will allow me to play this game without it breaking my computer, then it might go up higher on the list. But, so we'll kind of call this F with an asterisk, even though I don't want to create its own for it, so right now it goes in F. So yeah, and it's, again, it's not solely because of the gameplay itself. I'm not going on that bandwagon of, oh, this game is terrible, it took them like all this time to make it, and like Randy ruined it with his like cash in. Like, I can't really say that for certain because I haven't actually played the game, because I can't, because there's a problem with the Steam release, at least, that makes it so that every time I try to actually play it, the thing screws something up and it nearly breaks my whole computer. So that's why it goes into F. Alright, so Dusk. I would put... I played through it again, too. I think... I'm definitely putting it in S. But I think I'm going to put it behind Doom 2016. The pacing for both of these games is equally good. There is exactly one problem that I have with Dusk. And that's the horde of enemies. Or it's not a horde, it's more like a wave of enemy. The 3 or so waves of enemies near the end of the game. That's really frustrating, and I think kind of makes the pacing come to a halt. Everything else about Dusk, though, is great. It's amazing. I would highly recommend it. That is the one crack in the sidewalk, is just that one part. If you can get through that, the two final bosses, the final boss has like a nice treat about him. I won't try to really ruin it for anyone, but yeah, everything about it's great. It has a slide feature, which I always love when they include. Definitely has that inspiration from like a slew of different sources, like Doom, Quake, well, they're the only two that I can really think of at the moment, but it has like a bunch of different influences. And Blood. It does have an influence from Blood. So yeah, I would highly recommend Dusk. And these two are practically on equal terms. Like I said, and they both kind of pushed the boomer shooter genre back into significance. So now there's a market for it again. Excuse me. Alright. GoldenEye is interesting because I don't think that this game has particularly aged well. You can update it with mods so that you can play it with a mouse and keyboard. It's not particularly the easiest thing to do. I haven't tried it, so I'm only assuming, because it's a little hard to get N64 emulation. I think it's actually pretty easy to get GoldenEye to emulate well, if you want to try and play it with a mouse and keyboard, in comparison to other N64 games. So I think I'm gonna put it, because of the fact it hasn't aged well. As much fun as I had with it when I was a kid, I think I have to put it in C, below Final Doom. Because if the only way that I can play this is with an N64 controller, like officially, then like, if this had like a remaster that they re-released on PC or something like that, like they did with Doom 64, this would be probably a lot higher. It wouldn't be S tier, but it'd probably be like low A, high B. But because the only way that you can officially play this is with an N64 controller, and the N64 controller, it actually isn't that bad with an N64 controller in comparison to something like Doom 64. But just because of that fact, I'd currently put it in C. I do kind of wish that they would. There's like a weird remake with Daniel Craig. I haven't really heard good things about it. I don't know. I think the only time that I even heard about that was G-Man's video. I never even knew that existed, the Daniel Craig one. But that's not what this is. This is the N64 version. Gun Gods. I have not played this yet. I haven't even heard of it. I don't even know what that is. Half-Life. I'm surprised Half-Life 2 is not on here. I'm kind of at a loss where I would put this. Definitely up here. I'm just wondering if I should put it in A or an S. Personally, I think it's, especially playing these mods, it's aged well. I think it should definitely go into S tier, but I'm wondering where I should put it. Maybe above Blood, but below Doom? Because its modding community is actually pretty good. Half-Life 2's mods, I think, are probably better. I'm surprised it's not on the list. You know what? Maybe I would still put it below Blood. Nah, you know what? We'll put it right here. Maybe I'll change my mind later, but I think it kind of deserves to be above Blood. And then Half-Life also has the fan-made not remaster, the fan-made remake called Black Mesa, but that's also not on here, so... And personally, I enjoyed that. Alright, so Hedon. This is one of the newer releases. Very much enjoyed this. Has a few shortcomings to it. I haven't played the Bloodright update yet. So this is just basing it on, like, the initial release. I think I would put this... There's really no reason for me to put it in B tier. I did very much enjoy this. Even the story was really interesting. The character building, the world building was pretty good. I think it deserves to be in A tier. Now, Heretic. I think maybe I would also put Heretic in A tier. But also below Hedon. Hedon built itself off of what games like Doom and Heretic have established. So, what Heretic does, Hedon does better. But naturally, because this game was released much, much later. But I would still say I enjoyed this probably a little bit more than Heretic. Heretic doesn't deserve to be any lower than A, though, on this list. I did very much enjoy Heretic, and it has a decent modding scene, too. Alright, so Heretic 2, I haven't played yet. I think... Do I own this? I don't think it's on Steam. I don't think I own it. I think it's Hexen 2 that I might own, not Heretic 2. Which, I haven't played this yet, either. Or Rot. Or Rot. Alright, so... Hexen. I'm gonna move this down just a little bit. There we go. Hexen I didn't enjoy as much as Heretic. I think it's very good, though. But I think I would put it B tier. I liked it better than I think Final Doom. And I think I would put it below Resurrection of Evil. Yeah, there's not too much to say about Hexen. Like, I did enjoy it. It did a lot of really neat things. Again, I didn't play it until a couple of years ago. I played it sometime after playing Heretic. I like Heretic more than Hexen. Hexen did a lot of, like, really good things for the genre. There's a lot of newer stuff that built and perfected what Hexen established. I didn't like the fact that I was getting lost so easily in it. That's what really took away from it. I would probably like it a lot more if I played it back in the day. Maybe. I was different. I was way different in my mindset as a kid than I am today, so... Who knows? Alright, so... Ion Fury. Highly enjoyed this game. Kind of ended abruptly, but... Wonder where I would put this. I would put this ahead of Duke Nukem, I think. Because it took what Duke, Blood, and Shadow Warrior had established. And built on it. Now, you know what? I think I might put this in A. I think I enjoyed a Medieval a little bit more than this. So I think I'd put it just above Duke Nukem. Personally, like, I have a soft spot for strong female protagonists, so that's also why Shelly, I think, and she's written really well, I think. Not really much different from Duke Nukem, to be honest, but Well, more balls to the wall tough, less of the womanizer or manizer. I don't know. Depends on how whatever way she swings. All right, so the next few I haven't played yet. I actually haven't played Perfect Dark, and I really should. Island Peril. I heard this one sucks, but I can't rate it because I haven't played it. Nightmare Reaper. This looks pretty good. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Operation Body Count is gutter trash, from what I heard. There's a Doom mod that makes it work better, I think. Or like a Doom mod total conversion type thing that is supposed to play a lot better. I know it's a little blasphemous. I haven't played Perfect Dark yet either. I haven't played the 360 remaster or the original release. I played a little bit of the multiplayer with my friend way back when I was a kid, but I can't actually rate that since I haven't given it a chance. Alright, so Proteus. This hasn't been fully released yet, and I haven't gotten to the new update. I think I would put it on almost exact equal terms with Hedon. Hedon has more of a story that I care about, but Proteus, its environment is incredible. Its sound design's incredible. Level design is incredible. Music is incredible. Has a hell of a lot of potential, and it's continuing to get support. It even has, like, a good... You know what? I think I probably would put it higher. I think I would put it past Ion Fury, actually. I forgot about the mod... they have... I don't know about mod support, but they have tools to make your own maps. And they make it easy for you to download and play other people's maps, too. So I actually think I would put it higher for that reason. Thanks for not being one of those taking a steaming dump on Hexen. I can't. I thought it was pretty good. I can't say that. I can't say that I disliked Hexen. There's certain things about it that I didn't like. Like I said, I got lost way too easily in it. But even though I didn't play it when it was new, I can still very much appreciate it. I liked it more than Strife. Strife, I think, had exacerbated more of the problems that Hexen would have had if it did more. Civi's 11's video didn't really help Hexen. Was he really that harsh on it? I didn't really, I haven't watched it in a little while, so I wasn't sure if he was that harsh with it. Yeah, maybe I'll give it another watch. He didn't even cover the whole... Did he do, like, a full-on video for it? Or did he, like, talk about it in, like, another video? Yeah, my god, there's a lot of stuff that I still need to get to. He only, at least, went through the main game, skipped some stuff. Playing it in source ports actually felt really nice, too. But that's the same with Heretic. The fact that GZ Doom still also supports these was really, really nice. Because it just made it... GZ Doom, I think people don't really give it enough credit. I really like the source port just because it makes it... You can play it with as much of a classic feel as you'd like. Or... You can play it with, like... You can add more modern features to it. It has a hell of a lot of customizations, which... Some people, I've heard, find that a little intimidating because they don't know what settings they need to set. But I just like having those options. It did take me a little while to learn, though. So know him talking about Vivarium in the final hub. Actually, I don't remember Hexen too well, now that I think about it. Alright. So, moving on. Project Warlock. This is a hard one to grade. It was a very good game. It was limited a little too much by it trying to, by it being inspired by Wolfenstein 3D more than anything. But I very much enjoyed my time with it. It's also really short, but it wasn't that pricey either, so... I would say... It doesn't go into C tier. I think I would put it... I think I would put it here. I think I'd put it in B tier. Project Warlock 2. Yeah, is in the works and already has more expansive. It looks incredible. That, I've seen what they're trying to do with the sequel. I'm actually a little hyped for it. I actually can't wait for the release. Because with what I saw from the first game, like I said, its limitations were what was holding it back. Which is actually rare. Usually, like, it's still really good and it kept itself grounded, and it was probably necessary to have those limitations, so the developer knows where he can go from there. And I liked all the little references to, like, movies and other video games and shit, too. Like, there's, like, an entire level set that's dedicated to John Carpenter's Thing, which really appealed to me. So, once Project Warlock 2 actually gets released and I play it, that could possibly end up being S tier. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. Alright. So, next up. God, why am I so stuffed up? Is Quake. I didn't get to play Quake until a few years ago. I haven't played the remaster that Knife Dive made yet. And when I tried to play this with Quake Spasm, it was a little tricky to get to work. But when I did play it, though, it was a lot of fun, and it was stable. So I don't have an appreciation for it like most people did back in the day. I really did love Nine Inch Nails soundtrack for it. It was really good. And then the N64 version of this had Aubrey Hodges do the soundtrack for it, which was also really cool. I listened to that. So I think maybe I would put this just below a Medieval. This might be a little blasphemous, because there's a lot of people that think that Quake is even better than Doom was. And I could definitely understand that, but... yeah. Was Arcane Dimensions... is this a... hold on. Was Arcane Dimensions one of the, expansions? No, it's not. Yeah, the mission packs for Scourge of Armageddon and Dissolution of Eternity. I haven't played Arcane Dimensions yet, so that's gotta... that has to go in the did not play. I haven't played Quake 2 yet, because I couldn't get it to stream properly. Never played Quake 3 Arena. I own it, but I never got to it. Is there any way that I can get my hands on Quake 4? Because I know this is on... this was on the engine that Doom 3 was on. And I would like to play this at some point because of that. Oh god, there's a lot of stuff here that I didn't play yet coming up. Quake 4 is on Steam and GOG. Alright, I'll have to put that on my wish list then. Alright, so Redneck Rampage. Never got to any of these. It's on GOG. I have it on my wish list, but I don't think I bought it yet. Rekar. Was this a classic game? Because I know it's on Steam, and someone released it recently. Like, I have it on my wish list. But I always thought that this was... that Wrecker was a new game. But it has a different title card here. Oh, okay, so Wreckar Sunken Land is a sequel. That goes and did not play, so... Alright, so I'm gonna have to actually... Wait. I'm gonna have to actually make this a little bit smaller. Just because the did not play list is, like, huge right now. Used to be an add-on for Doom, but got made standalone and on sale with a new 4th episode. Alright, so Sunken Land is, like, an extension of it. It, like, includes the original game as well as a new 4th episode. I did technically play William Shatner's Tech War. I never finished it, and I only played it as a kid. Never played Rise of the Triad. Neither of these. I know, blasphemy. I'll get to them eventually, though. Original 4th episode before the Sunken Lands release was just short bonus level. Sunken Lands release has a proper 4th episode. Ah. Gotcha. I'll definitely get to it at some point. It's pretty cheap, too. So, I just didn't buy it because there was a bunch of other stuff that, I bought this month that I really wanted on Steam. Alright, so... Technically, I never finished Shadow Warrior. And I played the classic Redux version, which was probably not the best idea. But with that experience and me kind of losing interest pretty fast, and me just not really caring about the level design too much, yeah, I gotta put it in E. If it didn't hold my interest enough where I could actually continue to play it, I can't really see putting it in any other spot. But again, maybe if I play a better source port, maybe if I'm even in a different mood than I was playing it, maybe that might go higher. I don't know. But out of all the build engine games, this was the one I was least interested in. Alright. So there's 2 more here that I haven't played yet. Sin. I got my work cut out for me. I don't know if I'll ever play anything Star Trek related. I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan. I've been a bigger Star Wars fan than a Star Trek fan. Speaking of which, Dark Forces... I think I would probably put... I think it's probably on equal terms with Hexen. I only got to play this very recently. A little tricky to set up, since it uses DOSBox. I think someone got a source port working now. Like, a working source port was finally released. There were attempts at source ports for Dark Forces in the past, but they're all unfinished. So it might be a little bit easier for this to work now. So maybe I'll try that at some point, and I might enjoy it even more. It is a very good game. I was a little surprised that I liked it so much, considering how old it is. I guess I shouldn't be, because I've said that a lot. I'm surprised at how much I liked it, considering how old it is with some of these other releases. This is Which one is this? This is Dark Forces 2, right? Yeah, I haven't played this one yet. Strife. This is a hard one. I don't think it deserves D tier. I did enjoy it. Yeah, if it has Kyle Katarn dueling a certain blind Jedi, that's Dark Forces 2. Ah. Yeah, I don't think they included any of the releases after Jedi Knight 2. If they had Jedi Academy on here, I would put that on there, but I haven't played Jedi Outcast yet. I don't think it deserves D tier. I think it's better than that. I think I would put it below GoldenEye, though. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that I didn't like about Hexen was exacerbated with Strife. But it tried. I have to appreciate that it tried a lot of new stuff. For its time, it tried a lot of new stuff. And it didn't quite land. But you can tell that they were doing it because they wanted to add to it more. And they tried their best to do more with the engine. There's been a lot of stuff that's built on that, like a lot of Doom mods and shit, that have taken like what Strife did and made it a lot better. So that's also kind of negatively affected my opinion, because I didn't play Strife until recently. Technically, I never played Super 3D Noah's Ark. I know there was a re-release on Steam. I know all about this because of AVGN's video on it. I don't think I can properly rate this, though. I think I need to actually play it. System Shock and System Shock 2 I never played. AVGN is inaccurate on it at parts. True. I think I would put William Shatner's levels are not 1-for-1 of Wolfenstein 3D's. Yeah, 1-for-1 kind of implies that it just literally took the levels and put a new coat of paint on it, and that's not what it did. They made their own levels. They were just using the Wolfenstein 3D engine. And id apparently... Well, it's, I don't know if they were directly involved with it at all, but I think the engine's always been open source, right? So they could pretty much do whatever they want with it. Well, no, that's not Doom's engine, that's the Wolfenstein engine. What? Was the Wolfenstein engine open source as well? I actually don't remember, to be honest. William Shatner's Tech War... I've barely played this. I played this as a kid. Had no clue what I was doing. I do remember that the game was very unstable at the time, and that was on proper hardware. It doesn't go into F because it actually worked. And it didn't try to brick my computer, but it is a pretty shoddily done game that wasn't very entertaining, but it made for an entertaining civvy video, so... I think it deserves to be... Shadow Warrior deserves to be above it. What game is this? It's a Terminator game, and I'm pretty sure I haven't... Yeah, this is another Terminator game. Both of these I haven't played yet. Alright, so Turok. Turok, I never legitimately beat it. I always cheated. And I only played it on the N64. I didn't play the Night Dive re-release. Or the original PC version, because apparently it was on PC as well back then. Looks like you get to shoot the immune Future Shock. I think I enjoyed... Turok had, like, nothing for a story. I think most of the story might have been in a manual. I think I enjoyed playing this more than GoldenEye single player. I don't think it deserves to be on C tier. It's also got a proper remaster on the PC, like I said, and it controls really well. I think I would... For right now, until I get to play the Night Dive re-release, or the remaster, I think it's going to be in B tier right now, because I'm going mainly on my knowledge of the N64 version. And I think it actually worked pretty well with the controller as well. I think more so than even GoldenEye. Because it had the auto-aim, it had the aim assist. GoldenEye kind of had an aim assist too, but I don't think it worked as well as Turok's did. I think Turok's worked better. Now, when I actually play the Night Dive version, this might actually go higher. Because Doom 64 is S tier because of that. It's because of the Steam re-release. I never played Turok 2, which, again, I know this is also re-released on GOG, I think, by Night Dive, so I'll play that at some point. Ultrakill. This is a hard one to judge because it's not fully released yet. I think they had an update since I last played it, but I haven't played that yet. But I did very much like it. I think I would probably put it here, just because it's not finished yet. But it was a lot of fun. It had the rare appeal of, like, PlayStation graphics, and it was very fast. Had a rating system like it that was kind of like Devil May Cry, and it has a tale of a lot of potential. I think this would also be higher once I play the new update. I don't think I'd put it higher than Doom Eternal, though. Or Project Warlock. Okay, so what's this? I don't even know what this is. So I'm pretty sure I haven't played this yet, so that goes right there. I have, like, no idea what that is because it's so small. Unreal Tournament, I never actually gave a chance. Witch Haven, never played. Man, I have a lot on my plate, don't I? I have a lot that I need to get to. Although, I think I still played more of these than I think most people have. Okay, so Wolfenstein 3D. Definitely high on the list. I don't think I'd put it quite as high as Doom. When I played Wolfenstein and Spear of Destiny, I liked them more than I remember. Because I'm better at video games than I was as a kid. But should they go in the S tier? I don't think so, because I think I had more fun with Heretic. I had equal amounts of fun with both, so they go together. Yeah, so they'll go in the... Should they go into A? Maybe I should put them in B. It's hard to judge classics based on newer games. Because newer games build on what the older games establish, and often made things better. No. You know what? I think it does deserve. Both of these deserve to be in A tier. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Haven't done that yet. This is Wolfenstein 2009. Haven't gotten to that yet. Wolfenstein: The New Order. I don't think I would put that above Doom Eternal. I did very much enjoy The New Order. And I think I enjoyed it more than Project Warlock, maybe. So I think this would probably go here. Unfortunately, it was the only game that revitalized the Wolfenstein series. Return to Castle Wolfenstein is too old for it to do something like that, but I did hear that Return to Castle Wolfenstein is a very good game. 2009, I heard, is alright. Not great, but not bad. New Blood was definitely pretty good, though, since I've actually played it. Or, not New Blood, New Order. Old Blood, however, this will probably be the only one that's in D tier. Personally, I didn't like this very much. It started out really well. Maybe I wasn't in the best mood when I played it. But I didn't really like it as much as I wanted to. And that's a real shame. If I play through it again, if I ever feel like playing through it again, it might end up being higher on the list. But I think it kind of deserves to be in D. New Colossus, I'm waiting for it to be on sale for like $5. I don't know if it'll ever actually get there. But, I can't actually rate that yet. I have not heard good things, though. Same for Youngblood. I haven't really heard the best things about it. Wrath Aeon of Ruin. I hate to do this. I didn't really enjoy this too much. But I only played, like... I played it on its initial early access release, so this would definitely go up higher. I think. When I get to it more. And as more releases come out. So, again, this is like another one where I'd put it in D tier with an asterisk. It'll most likely be improved. The more that, the more content's added to it. Ooh, sorry. Jesus. Hope that wasn't too loud. Alright, and then, that's the list of boomer shooters and retro-style shooters. Got mostly the Doom series and, like, the high categories. Dusk is up there. First Half-Life. I think Half-Life 2 kind of deserves to be on here. I don't know why it's not. If Half-Life 2 were on here, I think I would put it maybe just under the original. Also, this tier list is slightly different. Like, I added the E and I took out SS and I took out triple and double S and just have S, A, B, C, D, E, F. But, yeah. This list is already, like, telling me I have my work cut out for me. I own... Which one of these do I own? I own these two Blake Stone games. This is on my wish list, but I haven't bought it yet. I own this, haven't played it yet. I think I own Hexen too, because I think that's what's on Steam. Herat's on my wish list. Nightmare Reaper I own. I think I got it on GOG. I own Quake 2, but I can't get it to stream, so that's why I haven't played it yet. I mean, like, I can get it to work, it's just... It's a pain in the ass trying to set it up for streaming. Because I can't get it at the resolution I want it at. I have to see if I can find, like, a decent source port for it. I don't think there is, but maybe I'm wrong. These are on my GOG wish list. I want to play these eventually. John Sweet Pea played these, and I think he liked it more than he thought he would. Rise of the Triad, I have to get to this at some point. I think it's on GOG, isn't it? I know there was a remake that wasn't as good as the original release. But I heard good things about Rise of the Triad. Rekar. There's Sunken Lands, it's on Steam. I haven't played the original, though. Haven't played Sin yet. Probably will never play this, because I'm not the most interested in Star Trek. I own this. I heard there's a giant pain in the ass to get it to work. They remastered this on Steam for some reason. It's probably on GOG, too. I'm not sure. I own System Shock 2 on Steam, but I haven't played it yet. They're remaking this. Someone is. Not Night Dive, I don't think. Or maybe it is Night Dive that's actually doing a proper remake of this. And it looks promising. Never played either of these. I haven't even heard of these before. Never played this, but Night Dive did a re-release of this on, I think on Steam and GOG, like they did with Turok. I don't even know what this is. I don't own Unreal Tournament. I own Unreal Gold. Never played Witch Haven. I don't really know much about it either. I own Return to Castle Wolfenstein because it was on GOG. I think this is probably difficult to get to run, because I don't think it's on GOG. Didn't hear good things about this, didn't hear good things about this. So I'm not sure if I would play either of them. This one's a co-op shooter as well, so... Oh yeah, and this thing, I completely skipped over this. I don't know what this is, I haven't heard of this one either. So yeah, I got my work cut out for me. So now you know what stuff that I'm probably going to get to at some point. And that's it for the tier list. Hope you enjoyed that.